So this is the EZCarLift system here, and I bought it for a Mark I Volkswagen Golf, or Rabbit GTI in my case. I was looking for something that I could slip under the car a couple different ways. In fact, I could either drive over it because there might be another car sitting beside me, or I could slide it in if there's, like right now, there's no other car beside the garage. So I also wanted to be able to get access from the side or from the front and the back. So I'll flip this thing over and show you how it works in a sec, but basically the system is the only one that met my specs. And I like things that are nice, that are built well, and I don't mind paying a bit more money for something that's built right. So this thing is designed and it's built right. It's worth the money. So it consists of really 4 parts: the 2 side pieces and the 2 connecting pieces. These connecting pieces are available in different widths. There's standard widths. This is the 52 to 64 inch. So that's measured from the inside point to the outside point. So you got to sort of think that your mounting point's going to be somewhere inside of that. So keep that in mind. There's just 2 bolts. So a total of 4 bolts that hold this together. So you can take this apart really quickly. Roughly 50 pounds per piece. Throw it in the trunk of your car. Put it away somewhere, or you can just grab this thing and just flip it up against the wall if you want to keep it assembled. I ordered a few things. I ordered, and these, by the way, the points. There's extensions available. This is a standard 60-inch maximum. So you push these things all the way out, 60 inches, and then slide these things in. That extended so you can slide them in wherever you need them. There's these hockey pucks that are available. They are truly hockey pucks. I've ended up purchasing these separately from another firm, just rubber blocks, and I'll show you why when I lift the car up. I like having them. They give me a little bit of clearance between the surface and the underside of the car, so I can actually work everywhere. So keep that in mind. And then I've got this what they call a low profile option. So these casters that this thing rolls around on, they're basically small casters that are offset a little bit. It allows the unit to drop down a little lower, a little less clearance needed to either drive over it or to slip it underneath something. So there you go. So I'll flip it over in a second. I'll show you how the mechanism works. Okay. So, am I running? Yeah, I am. So, sorry, just a quick correction. So this is actually, even though I think it's 52 to 60, the connector, it measures 48 on the inside to 64. So if you go in an inch on each side, that takes you to 5260. So I think that's what they call it on the website, 5260. So the minimum mounting point is 1 inch in on each side of this pad, according to the measurements. You get different widths. You can order custom widths as well. So that's the first thing. Should sort of get you up to. Okay, so here's the underside of the unit, and you have a shaft that is running from one side to the other here, and that is controlled by there's gearboxes. There's 2 or 4. I guess there's 2 gearboxes and then 2 receiving boxes. And so you take your drill and you drive a shaft into the gearbox. It spins both of these gearboxes on each end, and that transfers across the screw that runs on both sides. And basically, these legs, as you'll see, they come out. These legs don't they don't have a roller on them, so these legs stay put, and then these legs move in. So the vehicle basically will roll on these as it goes up. So Very secure design. There's no safety that you throw out afterwards because the unit literally can't fall as this screw goes up and down. You know, the only way it could fall is if somehow this thing literally broke, which is extremely unlikely. Bunch of lubrication points, so you've got the jerk fittings for grease on all of these major points, and then the gearboxes themselves do take oil as well, and then you're good to go. So it's only the two gearboxes on this end that need oil. They give the oil to you, you fill it, and do the jerk fittings with your favorite grease, and you're ready to roll. So nice stuff. All right, it's back on the ground here. I'm going to just roll it into place. So just push it over the car, and you know, you get it to where it needs to be. In my case, what I'm trying to do is I've got these optional roller that I'll show you how they mount in a sec. And to mount them with wheels on my GTI, because it's a very short wheelbase vehicle, I got to be pretty much centered between the wheels. So it just happens to be 8 inches, what? Spread my fingers. So I use these blocks for two reasons. The previous reason I said so I can get access to this area here if I want, set tools on there. And the other is that I've welded in a subframe on this car. So it's sort of a stealth race car. It's got a bunch of tubular steel in it and a bunch of square tube steel in it to stiffen this GTI. And they're not quite flat to the road, you know. So these blocks will align themselves and squish a little bit with the, you know, basically with the tolerances of the how level everything is. So I like having it doesn't put a lot of pressure on one spot. Because I ordered this thing to be quite wide relative to the car, it sticks out. So I'm just mounting on the inside of these pads on each end, and when I've got it all set, and I go around the car a couple times and double check, make sure I've got the blocks just perfectly right, and got the distance to the wheels just right. Once that's set, then boom, I throw it up, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to fiddle for a bit until I get this thing level, or square and true where I want it to be, and then up it'll go. So just going to pull these pads down a little bit, move this in, and pretty much ready to go. Grab another block here. Same thing in the rear. Find the mounting point that I want. Just right about there. And then we're good to go. So, yeah, no fuss, no muss. You can feel it with your fingers, in fact. And I'll just do the other side, which is a little hard to get to because I got this thing jammed up against the wall. So I'll turn off the camera for a sec. Once I get the block set, then I'll throw the drill in. Okay, just give me a sec. Alright, so I got the blocks where I want them. It's positioned well. It's parallel. So what I've got here is a drill with the attachment, the chuck they give you, and you can put a 3/8 inch drive socket on it at 5/8. Is that right? 5/8? Yes. Oh, sorry, 3/8. And then that just pops in here. This is an old, probably 20-year-old Makita half-inch chuck drill. So it's a hammer drill. It's a heavier duty drill, and I've got it on the high setting, not the low setting, so I'm spinning quickly, and it's fine. This drill does the job. In fact, I've used my cordless 18-volt Makita drill to lift the car. It's fine. So it doesn't go as fast, but it works. So I'll show you how it goes up. I'm not going to speed up the process. I'm just going to show you how it actually goes in real time. So I'm just going to stop and make sure that everything's good. So mounting points are acceptable. They look good on the other side. I'll continue. So you'll notice at this height, all four wheels are off the ground in maybe less than 30 seconds. I won't take it up all the way and go up almost 3 feet, but I'll take it up a ways further. Ceiling with some of the stuff that's piled up onto the car. So you can see I can get underneath the car here. I can get around it any which way. These blocks, as I told you, they align, they tilt at a bit of an angle because I've got them aligned with the frame rail, which is at a bit of an angle. And I prefer that to putting a lot of aggressive pressure on the paint on my frame rails. So anyway, it's a thing of beauty. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is the rollers. So these things, they're very simple. They pop in here with pins, and once you get it aligned like that, then you drop it back down. This hits here, and then these lift off the ground, and then you can roll the vehicle around with that. So very simple, very straightforward. I'll show you that in a second as well, because I have to go around the car. Again, it's a tight fit at the back, so I'll turn off the camera, put the other four on, I'll roll the car around, show you what it's like. Hey, before I put it down on the wheels, now that they're mounted, I'm going to go under the car on my little roller here. So let's go. I'll go backwards. It's a little easier. So unfortunately, my super nice portable light I left in the lane. It's been pinched. So what have we got here? You can see my frame rails that I've welded in here. They're at a bit of an angle, so the blocks are at a bit of an angle, but see, I've got this gap that I like. But yeah, go into the engine here, and then we'll look back from here. So, you know, in this particular car, it's blocking, its cross rails are blocking nothing. Go to the back, and in this case, they're just by the twist beam on the Mark 1 Golf. So it's really not in the way of anything here. I can work on the suspension, and I can work on the gas tank and everything, and I could get the exhaust system in and out of the car, work on my fuel pumps and filters, and
you name it, I can get under here easily. And this car is not up very high right now. It's 26 inches plus 3, so I can get it to 29 inches up. So 2.5 feet. And that's the cat's ass, obviously. That's a thing of beauty. So I'll now drop this thing down onto the rollers and show you how you can roll this thing around the garage now. Next big feature.
Alrighty, so I'm going to just drop it down. You'll see it'll just go down part way and then it'll stop going down. And I use these from my lathe to just keep the wheels from, my garage is not level, the car will circle. I want to start heading in a particular direction. And it's got these locks, wheel locks, and they're not reliable, so I wouldn't rely on those to hold the car in place. You want to use some wedges. So in a reverse direction and drop this thing down. It's going to start moving there. You don't have to lift it up very far, just enough so that these things are off the ground. And then it starts moving. Okay? And then you get to a place where you want the car to be. What I do is I just hold it in place by dropping the legs back down a little bit. So it's not going anywhere now. So there you go, EZCarLift.com. I'm a happy customer. Unpaid promotion, how's that? I just like the product.